welcome to episode 3 of my IGTV channel with me, Sara from sarajlorero.com, offering business strategy and practical woo for coaches and creatives. So let's get right into this episode. This is something that is that I have used to struggle with forever as a new coach and even before my coaching years. I think it's really something that we need to dismantle as coaches and as creatives, especially if we want to get fully booked out in our online businesses. This is so key. Getting over that fear of being sleazy or pushy or salesy while you're on your sales calls. All right. So to sell your one-on-one services, you will need to go into a really good, intimate conversation with your potential clients. And so whether that conversation is by email, which is totally possible, you can totally do that, by a Facebook Messenger, by an Instagram DM, or even on the phone or on Skype, is totally up to you. So you need to find out what feels the best for you and what feels the best for your clients in terms of how you're going to get into those conversations with your potential clients. And for a lot of women, this is like the main issue is just like, oh, but selling, like even that word sales just feels so sleazy, feels so pushy, just hate it. Don't want to do any of it. But I want you to rethink that word, and I want you to rethink exactly what selling is, because essentially when you're selling your services, it's not, don't think about it the same way as you think of sales at a retail store or, the people who are going door to door and selling things because they're selling other people's products, right? You are selling your heart and soul essentially when you are a service-based business owner, because you are selling something that you created and that you know can change lives. And so the best way to approach your sales calls, especially if you're feeling sleazy or salesy or just you don't want to be pushy, is to get into a relationship with the person who's on the other end of the phone with you. That is the number one way, the easiest way, the most authentic way to sell anything is to create a relationship from the beginning, because your absolute dream clients, the people who are dying to work with you, are not going to mind being sold to, right? They actually want to be sold to because they want to find out how you can help them. And if you create a relationship with them from the get-go, ask them how they're doing, ask them how their cat's doing, ask them how their dog's doing, ask them how their kids are doing, whatever it is, get real with them and get personal with them. If you're on the phone or whatever type of other communication that you're getting with them, you're ideally wanting to create a friendship with that person and establish a relationship, because that's every single sales call or every single call where you end up booking someone for your services needs to start with that relationship. Regardless of whether or not at the end of the call they want to work with you, you've still created a new friend just by getting on the phone with someone. And that's really how you want it to feel. Because then once you establish that relationship with that person, then your next step is to be like, okay, can I help this person? Or does this person not need me? Is this person not the right fit for me? So you need to then kind of acknowledge, well, how is their energy feeling on the call? What are their answers to the questions that you pose to them? And, can you actually really help this person? And if you can really help this person, then you want to get into the next step of your call, which is, allowing them to see what's possible for them and allowing them to see the outcomes that they can possibly achieve from working with you. And so that's the point where when you actually create a relationship out of your sales call, it doesn't even seem like a sale anymore, because then you're like, wow, I can really help her, or I can really help him. And I'm like, I really want to tell them about my program, right? And so when we kind of approach things from that way, rather than just approaching things from like, oh my goodness, I need to make this sale, it becomes so much easier, it becomes so much more genuine, and becomes so much more authentic. All right. Because the right people, ultimately, when you get on these calls, the right people don't need to be convinced, are going to be really excited to work with you. And you're totally still going to get on calls with people who it isn't the right time for them, or they weren't the right fit. But that's okay, right? Like, that's not all of your responsibility to have to deal with. It takes two people to create a sale. It takes the person who's offering the sale and the person who either does or does not want the sale. So it's not all on you. It's not all your responsibility. It's not about closing as many people as you can. It's about creating a conversation, creating a relationship, and if it feels like a good fit, inviting that person to take the next step. Because trust me when I say this, love, the right people never need to be convinced to work with you. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you're interested in finding out more, you can grab my free, fully booked in 30 days checklist that will tell you all about the things that you need to have in place in your business to finally get those consistent clients coming in, to get fully booked, and to finally create those 5K plus months that you know that you totally deserve. Link for that is up in my bio, and I'll see you next time for episode 4.